I still can't believe it. They've downshifted Dread Return on Lotleth Giant and Pauper. Today we're playing an absolutely broken Woodland Spy deck list. You've got to see this. It's finally here. We get to play Woodland Spy with Dread Return, and if you're unfamiliar with this deck, I uploaded a video 2 weeks ago that you can find in the card above with a super convoluted win featuring Mirror Retriever, infinitely with Songs of the Damned. It was exhausting. Today we get to simplify that a ton because the win is simply search out the only land in our deck, the Woodland Chasm. You then play Balustrade Spy, deck yourself, unearth 2 copies of Dregscape Zombie, flashback Dread Return into Lotleth Giant, and then you deal 1 damage to each opponent for each creature card in your graveyard. It's as simple as that. This deck list plays a ton of broken mana, looking to accelerate into the Balustrade Spy. We're looking to win turn 1 in this video. I'm sure it's going to happen, so stick around, and I will see you in the first match. Don't go anywhere. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You can also show your support by becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks such as badges, emotes, exclusive members-only content, and access to our members Discord section. As you increase the tiers, there are other rewards such as shop discounts, sideboard guides, early access to videos, and even free donation decks. Click the join button down below to find out more. We also have other ways you can support us, such as theepicstorm.com/shop or submitting a donation deck via theepicstorm.com/donation decks. That's enough for now. Let's play some Magic. Match 1, Game 1, and we are a Simian Spirit Guide or Lotus Petal away from a turn 1 win. We're on the draw. Hopefully we hit it. So we're going to keep this and just see what happens. We're facing Tuesday the 3rd. Great Furnace into Monastery Swiftspear. Well, we have a turn 2, so Mono Red might not be fast enough here. We're at 19, take a draw. Rite of Flame is a wonderful one. So we'll reveal our hand with Land Grant, and we'll go get the Woodland Chasm, play it, and then we'll go to 17 and hope to draw into, once again, Lotus Petal or Simian Spirit Guide. This would put me to 15. I'm going to do it. I'm going to take the chance at Glory, and we missed. So we'll pass the turn, but we do get to just untap and win. Our opponent's seeing the writing on the wall. And if you're watching this thinking this deck's unbeatable, well, it's not quite unbeatable. In fact, there's a pretty easy card that you can play to beat this deck. So the deck cannot beat a Fairy Macabre. And if you look at my sideboard, this is week 1. Literally, I'm playing the deck the first day that this is available. I have copies of Fairy Macabre in my own sideboard for the mirror. I don't have answers for Fairy Macabre because I don't expect people to be on my level. So in the sideboard, if you're worried about people having Fairy Macabre, you could play Divest instead of Pyroblast or something like that, or maybe over Haunting Misery. I mean, every card has its pros and cons, right? So you have to weigh, is it really worth it for me, etc. But Divest would be the win. And our opponent just sees that they're dead and concedes. I don't even have to go through the combo. I love it. All right, game 2 coming up. Okay, so we likely want these Ingot Chewers. And I'm going to swap the Highland Forest with the Woodland Chasm. And then because we're boarding out our swamp, we can board out the Troll of Khazad-dûm. And now we're at 62. And we can just find a couple cards to cut. Probably the Street Wraith versus the red deck. And we'll hit submit. Alright, so we've opened up our Giant, which means that we would have to hardcast this post milling our deck in order to win. And there's no way in the deck to discard it. So you could play something like Faithless Looting. I'm choosing not to do that because in my practice games, looting wasn't very good. And you can't play looting after you've milled your deck or else you deck yourself. So I think you're supposed to mulligan this because it has the Giant, unfortunately. Or we could just draw discard versus a deck that may be boarded in Relic. So, or most likely boarded in Relic. Another thing is this hand doesn't have a way of searching out the land anyway. So I'm good to mull. Okay, so this seems great. We have our Ingot Chewer for the Relic. We have the Balustrade Spy. We can bottom the Zombie. This hand's amazing. Goblin Blast Runner. Sure thing. We'll play our Highland Forest and pass the turn. Synthesizer. A Dark Ritual off the top is our best draw by far. We just win the game if we draw Dark Ritual. Kuldotha Rebirth. Sure. They attack for 3. We go to 17. Destroy the Evidence. I'm going to just play a Tinderwall here. We need 3 black in order to win the game. So right now we're a little bit constrained on resources. So you need the Spy, and then you need at least 2 black for the Dregscape Zombies. And our opponent just concedes. So they weren't interested in facing Spy, but I'll take a victory over the menace of the format, Mono Red. We are 1-0. Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. They support over 30 formats, including Legacy and many other Eternal formats. There are so many options to view decks the way that you want, from text view to individual cards, mana value, and even card price. There's also light mode and dark mode. My personal favorite feature is card tags. This way you can sort cards by function. Moxfield supports collection tracking, Scryfall search, decklist feedback, and so much more. Follow me on Moxfield.com so you can stay updated on all of my decks. Match number 2 on the play. Okay, so we have a way to search out the land, but we don't have anything else going on. We don't really want the Dregscape. I'm going to mulligan. Okay, so this hand, it gets our 1 land, and then all we have to do is hit. So I think I'll keep this. It's not great, though. Put the Dread Return on the bottom. If we don't draw it, this is going to be really awkward, but I don't think we're supposed to mulligan to 5. Land grant, grab our Woodland Chasm, play it and pass. Heat Bog, so they're likely another combo deck. Come on, be there. Cinderwall. We'll play the Cinderwall and pass the turn. Not really sure what they're playing quite yet. Okay, so they're on the Poison Storm deck. Gotcha. Please, pretty please. Alright, give me a Balustrade Spy. Cycle. The Troll of Khazad-dûm does absolutely nothing here. I mean, I could try hard casting the Troll, but I don't think that's like a great move. I'd have to sack the Cinderwall, Dark Ritual, and burn the Lotus Petal. Actually, I think I'm going to go for it. We'll get rid of the Cinderwall. Here goes nothing. Hard cast Troll. I was not expecting that when I joined this league. Alright, so they tap their Hickory Woodlot for 2 green and then played a Surprise and Scary into Thirsting Root, so they're going to proliferate on their lands and Chalice. They have 4 cards in hand. I get my first poison counter, so now their proliferate cards will be extra good. They did lose 2 life though, which means that the Troll of Khazad-dûm is now a faster clock. We hit Dread Return, yikes. Swing for 6. So I could play the Dregscape Zombie here. I think I'm just going beatdown. Like, I think we're so far away from being able to win with Spy that I should just continue the beatdown plan. They play a Pented Prism, you've got it. And another Thirsting Root, so I will go up to 2 poison, and then they add counters onto everything else. They have 4 cards in hand at this point. They might be a list that doesn't have main deck Weather the Storm because there's no storm count on the board. So I think if they were on the main deck Weather, we would see Storm. They have 3 cards in hand. They play land number 4. I mean, they have 7 mana, so if they have spells, they should be able to cast them. Oh, they do have main deck Weather. Okay. I thought the storm count would have showed. Maybe it's only for the people playing Storm. And they'll go up to 24. This is a 3-turn clock against their 2 cards in hand. Destroy the evidence. Well, now I look like a fool. Alright, we'll swing 8. I guess I have the Dread Return in hand anyway. So I still like my play of playing out the Dregscape Zombie. They play land, still 2 cards in hand. Everflowing Chalice, 1 card. Hopefully it's a blank. Another Troll of Khazad-dûm. Swing better, swing. So they have to have the wind here or a way of gaining life. Hey, we beat down. Yeah, love it. Troll of Khazad-dûm's alternative cost coming into play. Alright, so we're facing the Weather deck. I think we're supposed to just resubmit and not sideboard. Keep. This hand is so good. So we get to search out our land. We have the Spy already. The only thing we're short on is black mana. So Dark Ritual, Songs of the Damned, Cabal Ritual, any of that stuff is amazing here. In fact, this hand could even be a turn 1. I believe. I could be wrong. That's not going to do it. So we will Land Grant, play the Chasm, and then let's play Lotus Petal. I think I want to play Tinder. I'm just trying to reduce storm count here. Pass the turn. Alright, so they don't have access to Weather the Storm. Generous Ent, that doesn't do anything. We need triple black in order to win. So I believe I'm supposed to just pass, because I can play Spy, but I can't unearth 2 creatures, so I should just pass. It's also possible that maybe I wasn't supposed to play the Tinderwall on turn 1, because this turn I could have played the Tinderwall and then not needed to draw into something. So that was probably a misplay on my part. Now they have access to Weather the Storm. Everflowing Chalice, okay. And Augury. So they get to proliferate, going back up to 2 counters on Pented Prism, and Weather the Storm is back online. So Spy, Dread Return is Storm 2. I'm just trying to think of... They'll go up to 26. I'm just wondering if I have enough creatures still. Destroy the Evidence. That doesn't do it. I have to pass. Yeah, that Lotus Petal play really cost me here. They prologued, so I get my first poison counter. They have 4 cards. They play Insight, so they draw 3 and proliferate. And now a Contentious Plan. That will bring their Pented Prism back up to 2, so Weather the Storm is still online. They've also seen 25% of their deck at this point, so they likely have one. Draw. Songs of the Damned, I believe that does it, but it makes me lose to Weather. I don't think I have a choice here. We'll play Spy. Target myself. And now we'll Songs of the Damned. Dregscape Zombie. Dregscape Zombie. Dregscape Zombie. So I guess this is the one downside, right? Is that I have to care about my opponent's life total with this list. Target the Giant. Hold on. So if I play another Spy, I could keep an extra creature, but then I attack them. I don't think that matters. Alright, so we'll Giant here. Keeping one of our creatures with haste. Triggers. And they're just dead. They did not have Weather the Storm. Okay, I'll take it. We are 2-0. Looking to make playing your favorite combo deck much easier? Look no further than the Epic Storm Mini Token Combo Pack, which is available at theepicstorm.com/shop for $14.99. This combo token pack comes with 84 double-sided tokens. That includes our classic Storm and mana tokens, as well as fan favorites such as Goblins, Squirrels, and Slime Time Live. But that's not all. We've expanded this token pack to cover a variety of formats with new tokens. Stop on by theepicstorm.com/shop and make an easy decision to elevate your combo game. Round number 3, we're on the draw and we are keeping. So with this hand, we can search out our land and then we have to draw one of our 8 Spy cards to win the game. Hard casting the Lotleth Giant when we have Songs of the Damned and Cabal Ritual will not be a problem. Opponent is on 5 cards. And it looks like they're on the Black Gardens deck, which I imagine is a good matchup for us. Alright, so we drew a Troll, which is not ideal here. We will go get our Woodland Chasm, play it, and pass. Duress main deck. Wow. Okay. So they can take my Songs of the Damned? That's unfortunate. That's an odd main deck card. There's their Colony Garden. Draws Dark Ritual. We can just pass the turn. I don't need to do anything here. They have a Blood Fountain. On their end step, we will cycle the Troll, even though we don't have a land to get. It's better to just have the creature in the graveyard. Both for Lotleth Giant, Songs of the Damned, and Cabal Ritual. We'll take a draw now. And the other Troll. We only have 2 Trolls! That's a little bit unfortunate. So, I believe we're going to pass. They are a deck that plays main deck Bojuka Bog, so you have to worry about cycling your Street Wraiths immediately and then getting them exiled. They discard Exhume. Okay, maybe they're not on the standard Black Gardens deck. Jewel Thief, okay. They have their treasure. On the end step, we'll put the Troll of Khazad-dûm to the graveyard. Okay. So we found our Spy. The problem now is that we have to have enough mana to cast the Lotleth Giant after. So Songs of the Damned is what we want to find. Maybe another Cabal Ritual. Cycle these. That's not going to do it. I think I have to pass here. We could go to clean up and discard it the hard way, but then we flat out lose to a Bojuka Bog. Jewel Thief attacks for 3. I go to 13. Thorn of the Black Rose. Okay. They have 3 cards in hand. The third spy. Okay, we're going to take the L, and if they have a Bazooka Bog, they have a Bazooka Bog. So they will attack for 4. I will go to 9. They Deadly Dispute. Another Deadly Dispute. They're digging for it. They've seen 25% of their deck. They play Colony Garden. That's a great sign for us. Okay. They have 1 open mana. So they could have a 1 mana removal spell here. Another Dark Ritual is just fine. Dark Ritual. Dark Ritual. Cabal Ritual. Let's spy. Target us. We will cast a Dregscape Zombie. Unearth. Unearth. And then Dread Return, targeting the Giant. Sacrifice these 3. Triggers. That is game number 1. A little bit messy, but we ended up getting there. Alright, so they are usually a deck that also has sideboard spell bombs. So I am interested in the Ingot Chewers. We'll bring in the Highland Forest, board out the Troll of Khazad-dûm, board out the Woodland Chasm. And then we're at 62. You have to decide what would you rather get rid of. And I think in this matchup, I want the Street Wraith, so I'm going to board down on Wild Cantor. Hit submit. Game number 2, we're on the draw. Our opponent's taking a mulligan. Here we have 2 different ways to mill our deck. We're lacking a way of searching out the land, but we have Street Wraith and a redraw. I think I'm actually going to try this out. Turn 1, Vault of Whispers, and they just pass. Well, that just made our job a little bit easier, but we still have to find that land. I'm going to cycle Street Wraith. Awkward. So we'll pass discarding the Dregscape Zombie. They discard Generous Ent. I guess maybe I should have played out the Lotus Petal to avoid duress. They play another Vault of Whispers. They thought for a long time before playing that land. I have a strong read here that they just have Bazooka Bog. Land Grant was a wonderful draw. So the problem is I need Spy plus 2 black in order to win the game. Or if they have a removal spell, I need 3 black. Right now I can cast Spy, but I don't have enough mana floating. So I'm going to Land Grant, show them my hand, and that they're just dead. And pass with the Highland Forest. So that way next turn, I just need 1 mana in order to win. They Deadly Dispute, getting rid of the Vault of Whispers. Dark Ritual. Avenging Hunter. Yeah, sure. Okay, 1 mana. Street Wraith does it. So we'll cycle this. And Lotus Petal for black. Dark Ritual. We can evoke the Ingot Chewer, and it replaces itself, and it just gives us an extra creature in the graveyard. Songs of the Damned. We'll play Spy. Target ourselves. Songs of the Damned. Dregscape Zombie. And our opponent concedes 3-0, 6-0. Match 4 is coming right up. If you're still watching, make sure to give this video a like, comment, and subscribe. While you're near the description, here's a reminder to use our affiliate links if you're going to make a purchase from Amazon, Card Hoarder, or TCG Player. Just above those affiliate links, you'll find our social channels. Make sure to join those to connect with us. On the play for match number 4, we have the land, but then we have 2 creatures we don't want, no mill effect. We're going to mulligan. We have something that gets the land out. We're just missing the mill effect here. We'll keep this. And then bottom, Cabal Ritual. Alright, so step 1, we're going to remove Simian Spirit Guide, cycle the Generous Ent, go get the Chasm, play it and pass. Alright, so we're facing Affinity. That deck does have 2 main deck spell bombs. I guess if I draw into exactly Balustrade Spy off the Street Wraith, I have a win. I did not. Alright, so we will play Tinderwall. Pass the turn. Okay. Draw. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Dark Ritual. Sacrifice Tinderwall. Play Wild Cantor. Dark Ritual. Destroy the evidence on our Woodland Chasm. Oh no, we've accidentally milled our entire deck. Whoopsie. Dregscape Zombie. Dregscape Zombie. And another Dregscape Zombie. And we have an extra creature here. So if our opponent had a removal spell, we didn't flat out lose. Alright, and now we'll Lotleth Giant. It triggers. And that's the ball game. All right, let's go get game number 2. So we're facing likely Affinity. I definitely want the Ingot Chewers. We're just going to keep with the same game plan of boarding out the Woodland Chasm, boarding out the 2 Trolls of Khazad-dûm, and then 2 cards of your discretion. I think Wild Cantor might be the weakest card in the deck, but one of the things is you might be saying, well, why not cut it for Faithless Looting? You have to have a high density of creatures. That's one of the things about this deck list. And we are swapping 4 creatures for 4 creatures. We're bringing in 4 Ingot Chewer and we're boarding out 4 creatures. So that is my thought process. I'm trying to keep the deck cohesive. And adding in things like Faithless Looting doesn't really do that in my opinion. This hand is bonkers. We just need to find... If we draw a Land Grant, this hand is nuts. Yeah, I think I have to keep this. It's worth noting the land we have in our deck right now is red-green, so this Lotus Petal is actually pretty important. Okay, so we didn't draw into it, so I'm going to play Lotus Petal and Lotus Petal just past the turn. Gorilla Shaman might be a little bit awkward, but I don't know if this deck is on discard spells or not, and I can't imagine people boarding Gorilla Shaman versus Spy, but you never know. Basic Swamp. Oh, the red-black burn, they're not Affinity. Okay. So I almost have enough mana here to win the hard way, which is, oh no, I can't destroy the evidence. Okay, that doesn't work. Ignore me. I was thinking that I could Spy and then destroy the evidence, but with Spy, the land goes to the graveyard, so I don't have a land to target with the destroyed the evidence. If I had 2 Balustrade Spies, then maybe you could start to think about that. They Deadly Dispute. Okay, so they play Rakdos Carnarium. We draw, and it's another Destroy the Evidence. Awkward. We're going to move to discard and discard a Destroy the Evidence. They play Faithless Looting. Discards a pair of Alms of the Vein. Got it. So I'm at 12, they're at 28. So that's actually huge for them, because they might be out of range of Lotleth Giant. I didn't consider that. Relic. That doesn't really matter here. But I don't know if I can deal 28. Maybe. Street Wraith. What to do. Alright, so step 1 I think is Rite of Flame. Then we'll Ingot Chewer. We're going to stack it so that way the destroy happens before the evoke. Okay. I'm all in on this Street Wraith drawing something good. Interesting they didn't use the relic. Cycle Street Wraith? Seeming Spirit Guide does not work. I have to pass. They flashback Faithless Looting after playing a Swamp. If they gain life here, I definitely can't deal 31. Kitchen Imp and Fiery Temper. Okay. So you're saying there's a chance. I'm at 7. They attack, and I'll go to 5. Draw for turn. Another Ingot Chewer. We just never drew anything that searched out lands this game. Okay, I will concede, and we can go to the next one. I had 30 creatures in my deck total, and I had already used a Simian Spirit Guide. Maybe we would have been able to win, but it would have involved attacking with Dregscape Zombies. Alright, let's try to draw a little bit better this time. On the play for game 3. So, we don't need the Generous Ent. This hand is just begging to draw into the Spy effect, and then it wins. Against better judgment, I'll keep. Play Highland Forest and pass. Basic Mountain. There we go. Okay, I will cycle Street Wraith. Let's see what our options are. Cabal Ritual. Okay, so I believe I don't have enough mana. Because I need 8 mana to win with Destroy the Evidence. We don't have Threshold. So I'm supposed to just pass and cycle the Generous Ent on their end step. Vault of Whispers. And they're holding open removal as well, which means that it might be a little bit tougher to win with Destroy the Evidence, because if they kill a Dregscape Zombie, I can't Dread Return. We're just going to discard a... I guess we're not going to discard, actually, because I cycled. They Looting. Alms of the Vein. Okay, and they're still leaving open 1 red for a removal spell here. They have 5 cards. Play a Tinderwall. No end-step Lightning Bolt. That's interesting. We'll Dare an Epicure. We'll go to 14 and they're at 23. They get a blood token. They're going to use it immediately. Discards Fiery Temper. Are you going to kill my Tinderwall? They are. Okay. Please give me a spy off the top. Another Simian Spirit Guide. I mean, we can attempt to win here. It's just I lose to a Lightning Bolt on a Dregscape Zombie. We have to use the Wild Cantor for... Ooh, I wonder if I can actually... Hold on. If I hardcast Simian Spirit Guide as my last creature. So, Simian Spirit Guide, Wild Cantor, Dark Ritual. That's 5 in graveyard? No, that doesn't do it. Alright, I'm going to just move to clean up and discard to destroy the evidence. Okay. We need this Wild Cantor as our black mana. They attack, I go to 13. Land number 5. They Deadly Dispute. Now they have 5 cards in hand. Looting. They're seeing a lot of cards here. Kitchen Imp post-combat. A little bit awkward. Okay, and now they have 2 red open, so possibly double removal spell. Another Destroy the Evidence. I'm just going to go to clean up, discard it. So they attack, I go to 11. I need them to not have 11 points of damage with 5 cards in it. They flashback Looting. Fiery Temper. I'm at 10, so now they need 8 points of damage. They attack. I mean, this is a good window for me. They only have 1 treasure open. Exile Simian Spirit Guide. Play Tinderwall. Wild Cantor. We want to keep Tinderwall around as a creature. Sacrifice for black. Dark Ritual. Cabal Ritual. Cabal Ritual. Destroy the Evidence. Alright, Dregscape Zombie. Dregscape Zombie. And now if they have a removal spell, they probably want to play it here. And they'll Galvanic Blast my zombie. That's fine. So they need another removal spell with only a Vault of Whispers open. Even if they did have it, I could sacrifice the Tinderwall and then hardcast Spirit Guide if they targeted exactly Tinderwall. Okay, we will target the Giant with Dread Return. And they're at -1. We scraped by, but we got it. We are 4-0, about to play for the trophy. Stick around and find out if we get it. The Command Tower software by Eminence Gaming is perfect for hosting your own Magic events with features such as easy-to-create event registration for 4-player and one-on-one Swiss-based games. Event management has never been so simple, and it's done on the web, no downloads are required. You can sign up for $5 by visiting eminence.events/subscribe. The 5th and final round, and we're on the draw. This hand has something that searches out a land. It has the Spy effect. We have tons of mana. We will keep. For the trophy, basic planes, okay. They're on the MonoWhite Heroic deck. So let's exile. The question is, am I supposed to... Alright, let's cycle here. I was thinking about, like, am I supposed to ditch the Wild Cantor? And I think the answer is no. We need 8 mana for this Destroy the Evidence. The Generous Ent in the graveyard is 1. They play an Umbra and another Umbra. So they're attacking for 4, and they have 3 cards left. We go to 16. Draw for turn. Simian Spirit Guide. I think I'm going to pass. We'll just cycle the Troll of Khazad-dûm. They cycle a Secluded Step, so maybe they're running low on pump spells. That would be good for us. They play an Emerge Unscathed on their creature, so this creates... It turns it into a 5/9. Next turn will be a 6/10. So a blocker Wild Cantor will not work in this position. They choose black and now they attack for 5. Okay. We can just cycle the Troll now. Oh no, there's no second land. Tragic. Draw. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Cycle. That was awkward. Oh no! Ah. Did we just lose the game? We might have just lost the game. I guess I could have not have cycled, but... Talk through this. So, Simian Spirit Guide, Dark Ritual, and then I don't have a mana for the songs. Because I could win if I could cast songs. So I think what I'm supposed to do is play the Wild Cantor and just pray now. I can't believe I drew the Dread Return. Lesson learned. Yeah, I'm a mana short. Play Wild Cantor. We have to pass, and their spell has Rebound, so now they target it again. And I'm dead to literally anything that targets their creature. Like a pump spell, whatever. This loss is my own fault. I did not need to cycle the Street Wraith. I thought it was free. It was not. So anything that would give +2/+2 kills me. Or an All That Glitters. That'll do. So unfortunate. Silly me. Now we have to win both post-board games. So it looks like the card that our opponent that would play to beat us is Beckon Apparition to exile our Troll. Or Zombie Giant, Lotleth Giant. So we'll bring in Haunting Misery. And that doesn't care about Beckon Apparition. We can board out 2 Wild Cantors. And we'll shave 1, Destroy the Evidence. Back up against a wall now because I misplayed. Actually, I'm going to do 1 Troll, 1 Wild Cantor. I think 9 Search Effects is fine. I was also thinking about it in between rounds. Haunting Misery beats Fairy Macabre. So maybe you don't need to change the sideboard. Maybe you don't need anything like Divest unless you really want to force that win con every game. But I think just having Haunting Misery is good enough and that you shouldn't play anything like Divest. I think I would actually recommend this same exact 75 that we're playing in this very video. On the play for game 2. A little awkward. So we have a way to search out the land, but double Dregscape Zombie is not ideal. We can't cast the Rite of Flame. I think this is actually a mulligan. Because this gets the Woodland Chasm. We can't Cabal Ritual. We can't Rite of Flame. We don't need these. This is extra. This is just a mulligan. I mean, it looks like a keep, but it's not. This hand is very good, but we have no way of searching out the land. So we'll keep this. But we're not doing anything until we find that way to search out the land. Pass the turn. Basic Plains. And they play their Heroic Creature. For the Evidence, not a good draw. They have land 2. They play an enchantment to give it +1/+1 in first strike. Vault Scourge. So if they suit up this creature, they'll gain a bunch of life, and that's actually kind of a problem. Ooh, we drew the land. Okay, this, I believe, is now a win. Pitch Spirit Guide. Yeah, this is a win. Okay. We drew the one of Dark Ritual. Play Spy. Target ourselves. Now we will Songs of the Damned. Unearth. 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 Dread Return, targeting Lotleth Giant wherever it may be. There it is. Sacrifice, sacrifice, sacrifice. Triggers. Okay, now we go to game 3. A little bit of a fortunate draw there. Click submit, hope for a good one. Okay, so we need the card that searches out a land, and then we need more mana. But we would have a way of beating the Apparition. I think I'm going to keep this. Ancient Den into all 3 games, the Trailblazer. Another Wild Cantor. Let's cycle Street Wraith. Go to 18. Perfect. We now are setting up for a victory. Play Woodland Chasm. Pass the turn. Even if they have Beckon Apparition, we have Haunting Misery. So at this point, we just want to find Dark Ritual, Cabal Ritual, any of that stuff. Ethereal Armor. And they attack for 2. Another Lotus Petal. We'll play Wild Cantor. Pass the turn. Songs of the Damned would be a Dark Ritual at this point, so that's not the worst either. Relic. We can beat Relic using the Haunting Misery, so that's not the end of the world. We'll take 2. We go to 14. They can remove Land Grant. Draw for turn. Generous Ent was kind of a dud draw. Play Wild Cantor. So this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need 1 more mana to win the game. Oh, I should have attacked. Whoops. Clicked the wrong button. If I lose this game by 1, it's my own fault. No blocks. Mana? That should do it. Swing, swing. Alright, so I need triple black when all is said and done. Cinderwall. So this would be 4 creatures out of the deck because of the relic. So Rite of Flame off of the Simian Spirit Guide. And then this is 4, so that's 6, 7, 8. I don't know why, but I'm just like really nervous that this isn't going to work. It also loses to a Mana Tithe, but looking at Goldfish, like, nobody's playing Mana Tithe. So, like, I don't know why I'm so afraid of losing to it. It's just, like, not in list at the moment. But then again, neither is Relic. So, like, I could pass and then try to chump block, but if they have enough damage in hand, I would get punished. Play Lotus Petal. Play Lotus Petal. So, I mean, they'd have to have Relic and Mana Tithe, which seems a little bit unlikely. They're going to exile Street Wraith. I mean, I could have sacked Petal in response, but they could just activate this later anyway. Exile Spirit Guide. Cast Rite of Flame. Sacrifice Tinderwall. And now we'll destroy the evidence. They do not have priority to exile my graveyard in response to Haunting Misery. And they can't respond to Wild Cantor sacrificing because it's a mana ability. So we'll target them. And then exile every creature in our graveyard. So if they had Beckon Apparition, that will not work here because we're not going for the Dread Return win. Alright, X is currently 25. I will click Done. They exile all graveyards. Okay. Sure. X is still 25. We got the trophy! One Land Spy 5-0 on day 1. I love it. Perfect deck list. I actually wouldn't change anything. I really actually like the deck list. I think my fear of Fairy Macabre wasn't fully thought through because we have Haunting Misery to beat those. I think you do want opposing Fairy Macabres for the mirror match because this deck is going to be popular. The only card I'm not 100% sure on is the Troll of Khazad-dûm. You could play 2 Abundant Harvest here because then it's a little bit better when you board in Highland Forest over the Woodland Chasm, but I'm not even sure if that's accurate. So 2 flex spots, they are 2 Troll of Khazad-dûm. If you wanted to, they could also be like main deck Duress, but I just like the ability to always find the land when you... That's my 2 cents. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great day, and as always, keep storming. You know what to do. Like, comment, and subscribe. And if you enjoyed the deck list in today's video, go to the comment section, check out that pinned comment where you will find 2 links. One for TCG Player, so you can buy the deck, and the other is so that you can rent the deck from Card Hoarder. Card Hoarder is the best rental service for Magic Online. They truly make playing online extremely affordable. Go check out Card Hoarder today.